Welcome to InnerSpace After Bite, the official after show for Bitten. Tonight, we have a really great show for you.
Yes.
The hilarious Steve Lund, who plays the sexy, flirtatious playboy Nick Sorrentino, is here with those sexy shoes.
You did a foot kick. Look at that.
Just crossing my legs.
Yeah,
I like it. I like
legs.
How you doing, buddy?
Thank you.
Good?
Big sock game, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Big sock game. I love
Yeah.
it. Very cool. All right. Well, season 2 has definitely seen Nick grow into the role of Pat Consigliere, or chief advisor. However, even with this added responsibility, he seems to have time to sow his wild oats, and sow his wild oats he does. It looks like he's met his match, though, I got to say, with Paige, Steve, because obviously, I mean, Nick has a reputation even on the show, and then presumably before that, of being a playboy, being good with the ladies. But this, at this point, seems different. Is this love?
I mean, this is as close as it gets to love that we are allowed to have in terms of being wolves and being in the complicated situations we have. It's confusing, it's messy, it's ugly. We know that it can't be. It's just an impossible feat to try to, you know, lock it down.
Right.
If you will.
If you will. But it's beautiful in that way as well, because there is a lot of real passion. And it's undeniable that there's a connection there. There's clearly somebody that he can talk to about this very specific world that they live in.
Yeah, they're drawn together despite all of these obstacles, right?
Well, we have to talk about that sex scene, because this wasn't just a sex scene. This was a making love scene.
Right.
And we actually saw your butt in this scene.
Oh, yeah.
Let's bring up that footage, because a big question's going around the office. Is this indeed your real butt, or did you get a butt stunt double?
Is this a stunt? We're journalists, so we have to ask this question.
This is actually, I know that we're just revealing this for the first time on air. This is actually Teddy, who plays my body double.
I didn't think we were going to pull back the curtain and tell everybody.
I know, I thought we should discuss this beforehand, but I mean, yes. Teddy, thank you for doing all those push-ups.
It was my pleasure. I was going to let you claim ownership of that fantastic derriere.
I wish that I could, but
it is
let's put it behind us.
Wait, but
got it.
The secret's out.
Crack me up.
Following Nick's love scene with Paige, Nick met up with Clay in the forest and soon learned there was something off about Clay. Take a look.
Somebody's been dipping their wick.
What the hell does that mean?
She's nothing but a little witch whore.
You're out of line right now. Apologize, sir.
What are you doing? Kicking your ass.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! Nick, enough. Whoa, intense.
Yeah, and Paige to the rescue there. Obviously, she cares about both of you and doesn't want you to be at loggerheads like that.
It looked like just outside of a club scenario, right?
Kind
it's
of,
always the girl. It's like, you better stop.
Enough. What was it like, though, to switch gears like that, shooting that episode? Because, I mean, you have been doing a lot of loving in the last few episodes, but now you got to fight the bro who's probably closest to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, obviously, but it just sort of... You know, all these tensions are building up, and there's so much frustration around. You know, having the witches sort of putting the wrench in our gears and everything, that it's just, you get caught up in the moment, you see red, and then it's just like, whatever, let's do this. But I mean, afterwards, it's like, what?
Yeah.
What the hell was that all about?
So much.
We're homies.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the intensity is still flowing. I want to ask you about the scene with Greg Brick at Stonehaven, because we talked about it a lot around the office, where he realizes, where Ruth tells him that, you know, basically Clay has to die.
Right.
You said before that shooting that scene behind the scenes, you shared with us that it was really, really emotional. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, just watching Greg work anytime is great, and I always try to make a point of, you know, if I'm not in the scene, being around him and seeing his process and stuff like that. And in this particular case, they did a lot of different takes. There was a lot of different approaches that they took to it, and Greg gave something different every time, and it was just so fascinating to watch him. You know, there was ones where he was breaking down. There was ones where he was breaking things.
Right.
You know, like he just went through a whole range of emotions, and it was heartbreaking for us to see, because it's the realest thing. You know, for him, having kids, he has a real connection to hearing those words, "Your son is lost."
Right.
And I think that he really used a lot of that stuff. And like I was saying, we were crying off screen.
Oh, you
Just
guys
I'm
really
in the
got to that
foyer.
emotional state.
Yeah, like I'm in the foyer of Stonehaven there, like whatever. I'm off camera, just bawling, trying to keep my voice down. It's like, Jesus.
Well, that's a testament to how close you all are, though, in real life. That's absolutely
right. Yeah. You just see what he's going through, and it's so authentic. It was a great performance.
It was a great scene, a great episode. All right, well, let's switch gears and go to a viewer question. This is from one of your big fans, Steve. This is from, I believe, first name is Laura. Let's have a look.
Hey, guys. I have a question for Steve Lund. Since Alistair took over Clay's body, I was just wondering if Steve could act out what it would be like if Clay took over Nick's body. I know that someone here really misses her roommate, and this girl wants her stapler back. I hope you have a great afterbite. I will see you guys soon. I'm very swollen and medicated from my wisdom teeth removal, but this is a serious question, and I do expect some amazing Shakespeare acting.
So we were giggling when we got this video question from Laura. So, Steve, take it away. You're going to act as Clay in Nick's body.
First, I want to say hi, Frankie. I miss you, too. Laura, you look a little bit like Richard Nixon.
Frankie the dog.
But if Clay were embodying me, he would probably say, "Hey, darling, I just bench pressed 7,000 pounds and then ate 600 chicken wings. Now I'm going to get naked."
Do it. Do it.
I'm not going to do it.
That was amazing. No, that's awesome.
It's all that Grayson ever really talks about is food and working out.
And he likes chicken wings.
He loves chicken wings.
Really?
Yes. We often eat chicken wings together.
And you and Laura's dog Frankie are close in real life, right?
Very close.
You're tight?
We're very close. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Her and I had a really special bond when I was staying with Laura in LA a couple weeks ago.
You crashed with her.
I was crashing in the guest room. Yeah. I was the guy that locked her out of her house twice.
You're that
lost
house
her keys.
Oh, you're never going back.
Yeah. No, definitely not. Welcome back.
You're never staying with either.
And I have her stapler, like she said. I have her stapler in my car.
Stapler.
How could you do that?
It's a very binding relationship.
Oh, you're full of them today. All right. Well, we got lots more fun with Steve Lund coming up after the break.
Plus an exclusive sneak peek of next week's episode. But first, check out this week's Set Secrets.
Why would she keep it a secret if it wasn't troubling her? I think this relationship with Savannah, she's trying to find the good in what happened.
Hey, Wolfpack, welcome back to InnerSpace Afterbite, the official after show for Bitten. We are joined by Nick Sorrentino himself, Mr. Steve Lund. Hey again, buddy.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
We want to get to our theories, but before we want to thank you and the cast for participating in Toronto Comic-Con last weekend.
Of
It was a blast. Was it fun to chat with the fans?
It was the greatest.
Yeah.
Such an amazing day. I mean, those are the moments when you really, truly feel grateful for this life, and it was incredible. I just want to shout out to Nikki and Crystal, who made these bracelets.
Oh, they're huge fans of the show.
Wolfpack Pride.
Wolfpack Pride. Look at that. I love
Says
it.
Bitten on them. So
That's awesome.
limited edition. I'm sorry we couldn't get them.
Oh, it's all good. Well, people love meeting you, and great response at the panel. Let's get to our theories. We love to theorize about what's going to happen on the remainder of the season of Bitten. My theory, really quickly, I think the undoing is going to be stymied. I think it's going to be stopped. We're not going to see it come to fruition. You know who's going to stop it? Ruth is going to stop it, and unfortunately, I think as a character, she's going to die in the process. I think before the end of the season, Ruth is dead, but I think she's going to sacrifice herself to stop the undoing and for the redemption of her son, Alistair.
Okay, so my theory is sort of similar, but instead of Ruth sacrificing herself, I actually think we might see Savannah sacrifice herself.
Savannah's not going to die.
Only because she is the most powerful being right now. I think for a lot of reasons, she's not actually going to be able to live on because she has all this power and people are just constantly going to be after her. And to stop this undoing, I think she will actually sacrifice herself.
I disagree.
Teddy, I think your theory is ruthless.
This isn't even scripted. You're so good at this.
Steve Lund
No,
is
it's on
on
the teleprompter.
fire. Look at that. I love it. All right, well, here's your big sneak peek at next week's action-packed episode of Bitten.
I will find you.
Next Saturday on an all-new Bitten.
The undoing has begun.
You're all going to die. That smell.
It's death.
I'll track you down.
You wanted to find me? Well, here I am.
Bitten. New episode next Saturday at 9 on Space.
Oh, my goodness. Ramping up to the big finale.
I know.
It's going to be a lot of action. All right, well, we're out of time for tonight, but make sure to watch InnerSpace weeknights at 6 and 11 right here on Space.
Next week, we have a full half-hour edition of Afterbite with Greg Brick, Michael Xavier, and Janelle Williams joining us. And, of course, in just 2 weeks, April 11th, it is our big season finale celebration. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. Thanks, Steve.
Just maybe all the cameras, all the cameras.